What does it take to get those stripes? Hi, my name is Magnar Nordahl. I'm a captain instructor on ATR 42 and 72 aircraft. And this is Ask the Captain. Today the question is, what does it take to become an airline captain? And to answer that, I will tell you how I become a captain. When I was about 7 years old, I received a plastic kit of a model aircraft. Then I got one more, and then another one. And I started to read about aviation history, and that's how I became interested in this. In Norway, where I'm from, it's mandatory to do military service for 12 to 15 months. I ended up in the Air Force, but not as a pilot. I became a photographer, but that was very good for me because I like photography a lot. And while I was there, I was given access to an F-5 Freedom Fighter link trainer. This is a very simple simulator without any visual or motion. But they let me fly it, so I teach myself how to fly on instruments. After my military service, I got a job in a photo laboratory, serving mostly professional photographers. And after a few years, I became manager, and I did a management training. In the meanwhile, I also started to fly hang gliders. And flying hang glider, or normal gliders, is a very good way to start your aviation career, because you learn the basics about flying, meteorology, aerodynamics. But I really wanted to be a pilot. What held me back for a while was the thought about the cost. It's very expensive to become a pilot, and you have no guarantee you will get a job. So I decided if I can pass a psychomotoric test, I will become a pilot. I did the test, I passed, and I joined a flight school in Norway, Agderfly. After getting my PPL, I got my CPL in instrument and multi-engine rating, and then I became instructor for the flight school. I also started to do some taxi flights. It was very busy in the summer time because weather is good in the summertime, but in the winter it's opposite. So I had very little income. Then I got a job as a teacher, and nearby at the school there was a flight club, so I started to fly there. And I gained experience with mountain flying, tail draggers, flying parachute jumpers, towing gliders, and I fly gliders myself. So that was a very good experience to carry with me. But I was missing one thing. I wanted to fly 2 engines. Then I became instructor at a commercial flight school again. And this time I fly a lot multi-engine operations, which was good for me because that is very valuable. When an airline company look at your papers and you see you have a couple of 100 hours multi-engine, that's a big benefit. But there were no jobs for the moment, and I didn't have much income. Then I became manager for another school, and I become responsible for a budget, etc. And nearby there was a flying club, of course. So I become instructor there and fly a lot of variety of aircraft, gaining more and more experience. And finally, when I was 37 years old, I got a job with Coaster, a regional airline in Norway. I became a first officer, of course, that's how you start your career. But after only 1 year, I was promoted to captain. And that is a very short career from first officer to captain. But I had with me a lot of management experience, I had a variety of flight experiences, and I considered me to qualify. When you apply for an airline job, you must remember one very important thing. This company is looking for a future captain. You will start your career as a first officer and build experience. And as you work your way up through the seniority list, you will sooner or later end up on the top. And when the company needs a new captain, either because other captains retire, or they start to work in another company, or the company is expanding, they will gather the experienced captains, instructors, head of training, chief pilot, and they will look at the pilots on the top of the list. And they will look at the following requirements. First of all, your skill as a pilot, as an aviator. They will look at your knowledge, your systems knowledge, rules, performance, limitations, company procedures. They will look at your training records and see, okay, how did this person perform? Did he have enough experience? And does he have leadership qualities? Because as a captain, you are the leader. You go forward as an example, and you make the entire crew to work as a team. And you protect them if there are any problems. That's your responsibility. And furthermore, a captain is the ambassador for the company. Everywhere you see an airline captain and you know, oh, he's from that company. And that gives an impression of how this company is. So they look, how do you behave? How do you dress? How do you treat people in the company, at the airport? And how do you treat the passengers? All of this is very important when they look at you and wonder, will you be the next captain? If the answer is no, they will let you know and tell you what you have to improve. But when they say, yes, you are the next, you have become a captain candidate. And now you will go through more training. You will have ground training to repeat procedures, rules, regulations, limitations. You will have simulated training because now you move from one seat to the other and everything is mirrored for you. So it takes a little time to adapt. And I make sure you know and follow normal procedures, abnormal procedures, and most important, emergency procedures, that you know them as you should. After completing the simulated training, you will have a skill test, and normally this will be an ATPL skill test. And this is the most difficult test you ever will have, because you have to show leadership and management. Flying the aircraft should be secondary, because you already are a very good pilot. So far, so good. Now you start line training, and you will fly with an experienced line training captain. And this can last for several months, because they want to make sure you go through a lot of different weather conditions and other situations, so they know you're confident with what you're doing, you know what to do. And when you're released after a line check, they will let you fly with an experienced first officer for the first period, for example, the first 200 hours. This is also a quality assurance. Okay, I hope that answered the question. And if you like what you're seeing, please support my channel, click like, share, subscribe. There will be more videos coming. And if you have any questions, please write them down underneath. I will answer them. Thank you for watching and happy landing.